Should Tennessee be ranked number one for survivability for preppers that want to survive the cataclysmic times that are coming? Michael Snyder reports. If you are planning to relocate in anticipation of the extremely chaotic times that are rapidly approaching, there are four primary factors that I think people should be focused on. First of all, you will want to get someplace where you will be surrounded by like-minded people. Secondly, you will want to avoid locations that have a high population density. Thirdly, you will want to avoid regions that are at high risk of experiencing natural disasters. Lastly, it's important to consider how the area you are considering will fare during a nuclear conflict. Of course, these are not the only factors that need to be considered, because choosing to relocate to another part of the country is a complicated decision. Ultimately, you need to make whatever choice is right for you and your family at the time. I have written quite a bit about these things over the years, and so my attention was immediately grabbed when I came across an article on study finds entitled "The Last Best Place to Live Off-Grid According to Experts." The state of Tennessee is ranking number one on their list, and I found that to be quite interesting. And below I'll share some of the reasons for ranking Tennessee first, and following each reason I'll give some of my thoughts. Abundance of natural resources. This is very true. Tennessee is tremendously blessed with natural resources, and that's a huge advantage for those that want to live off-grid. With an average rainfall of over 50 inches, homesteaders living off-grid have ample access to legally harvested rainwater. A lot of states, particularly in the western half of the country, have made it illegal to harvest rain falling from the sky. Thankfully, Tennessee does not have such a law, and plenty of rain falls throughout the year. Individuals can apply to live and work on government-owned land for a low cost or even for free. If you're strapped for cash, this is a great opportunity. Most other states do not have this option. Fertile land found in the state provides a growing season of over 8 months a year. This is a really great point. Even most preppers do not have years of food stored up for themselves and their families. During the very difficult times that are ahead, growing your own food will be important, and Tennessee is a great state for doing that. Tennessee stands out as a budget-friendly haven for off-grid enthusiasts. The cost of living in the state is definitely lower than elsewhere, and that is a huge plus. Overall, there's so much to like about Tennessee. In my new book, I ranked it number 4 out of all 50 states, but of course, no location is perfect. There are definitely some negatives to consider as well. For example, it's being reported that Tennessee is the most stressed state in the entire nation. At number 1 for the overall list of the most stressed states in the U.S. is Tennessee, according to COMOA. The volunteer state scored very high for the most health stress, coming in third place for the highest level of depression prevalence, 24.4%. 15.5% of residents also said their physical health is not good for more than 14 days a month. Residents of Tennessee also work more than the average American. The state came in at number 3 for most hours worked, with an average of 42.3 hours a week. In addition, in my opinion, you'll want to avoid the western half of the state entirely. It is way too close to the New Madrid fault zone, and Memphis is one of the most dangerous cities in the country. But I very much like the eastern portion of the state. In particular, virtually anywhere east of Knoxville would be a very nice choice. Just don't expect perfection. You won't find that anywhere. Needless to say, you will need to be prepared to expect the unexpected wherever you live. For example, those living in Utah and Nevada probably never imagined that tumbleweeds would become a significant issue in our day and age, but that is precisely what is happening. Tumbleweed is sprawling across sidewalks and is blowing across freeways. It's stacking up feet high against homes in Utah and Nevada. The masses upon masses of prickly tumbleweed are more fallout from severe weather sweeping the western United States, in which wind gusts over 60 miles an hour destroyed infrastructure, downed trees and power lines, and caused widespread outages and road closures. Some called it the tumbleweed takeover. Others referred to it as Tumbleweed-mageddon. Tumble-mageddon. Life is always full of surprises, and that will especially be true during the tumultuous years that are in front of us. We will never be able to prepare for every possible scenario, but right now millions of Americans are making preparations for what is ahead because they understand that things are about to make a dramatic turn in the wrong direction. A gold dealer in Beverly Hills says that even the ultra-wealthy are preparing for the worst. Millionaires and elites are hoarding gold as part of their doomsday preparations as they look to barter with it, an expert has revealed. Multiple factors, from cell service outages to the election, have caused an absolute surge in gold sales, Jonathan Rose told the U.S. Sun. Rose, the CEO of Genesis Gold Group in Beverly Hills, California, said he deals with people buying the precious metal for doomsday prepping purposes every day. Rose highlighted how doomsday prepping has become popular among millionaires such as Mark Zuckerberg and Sam Altman, along with pro athletes and other elites. Speaking of Zuckerberg, there has been a tremendous amount of speculation about the massive survivalist compound that he's building in Hawaii. And those that have been involved in building it have been required to sign a very strict non-disclosure agreement. Everyone who enters the property must sign a strict non-disclosure agreement, according to reports, and workers are sworn to secrecy. Various media reports make mention of laborers being sacked after sharing selfies from the property on social media, posts that were quickly detected by Zuckerberg's representatives. It's Fight Club, a former contractor told Wired. We don't talk about Fight Club. We have reached a stage where even people like Mark Zuckerberg realize that things are about to get really crazy. The United States is in the process of committing financial suicide, but what we are facing goes far beyond economics. We're literally facing a perfect storm, quote unquote, that is being fueled by a whole host of different factors, and global events are on the verge of spiraling completely out of control. So whether it is Tennessee or somewhere else, I would highly recommend figuring out where you want to be when everything finally hits the fan, because we are quickly running out of time. Michael Snyder reports on the Economic Collapse blog. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. About the author, Michael Snyder's extremely controversial new book entitled Chaos is available in paperback and for Kindle on Amazon.com. He's also written 7 other books that are available on Amazon, including End Time, 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecies of the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters, commissions earned. When you purchase any of Michael's books, you help to support the work that he's doing. You can also get his articles by email as soon as he publishes them by subscribing to his Substack newsletter. Michael has published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and the Most Important News. And he always freely and happily allows others to republish those articles on the other websites. You can connect with Michael on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and share his articles on your own social media account is definitely a great help. These are just troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, we strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. Please kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.